Hi, I'm Tori.
And I'm Leah.
I'm Aram.
Welcome back to the Boys Lie podcast.
A podcast where we talk about the craziest relationship stories you've ever heard, pop culture, and the piping hot tea of our lives.
So buckle up, enjoy the ride, and remember that
Boys
lie.
Boys lie. Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Boys lie, y'all.
Boys lie.
Them boys, they be lying.
Boys lie.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey. Are you seated? Is this comfortable?
I kind of really like
can't
it.
see Tori.
I can go like this. I like
this. Okay, perfect.
If that's too much, so I can move
No,
this.
you should be
But
comfortable.
I do enjoy this blanket.
Okay.
It helps me sit up straighter.
Blanket.
Pillow.
Okay. Yes. It's
I'm
Friday.
violently hungover.
Yeah, we have so much to debrief from last night.
Yeah, I want to hear all about it.
Should we do story time first?
Yeah, we could do story time
Yeah,
first.
because these stories are good. I'm
Oh,
excited.
okay.
Yeah.
If you have a story you'd like to submit on the Boys Lie podcast, please submit via boyslieofficial.com. And if your story gets chosen to be read on the on the podcast, you win a free sweatsuit.
Woo.
Woo!
So keep submitting your stories.
Yes. Do you want to go first, Tori?
Sure. Hi, Boys Lie. I already know I'm going to sound like a villain here, but please let me just explain before you cancel me. I swear on my entire existence that I never hooked up with my best friend's boyfriend. I didn't even touch him, not once. Okay, so quote unquote Claire, she's not using her real name, was dating this guy Jake for 2 years. He's hot, like unfortunately hot. Like the kind of hot where you notice, but you keep it to yourself because she's your best friend and that's the rule. But then one night I got a little wine drunk and I replied to one of his IG stories, "You're unfairly hot, LOL."
Yikes.
He responded,
Wow.
"So are you."
Oh.
And I should have stopped right there, but no. We exchanged like 4 or 5 times, flirty but not full send texts, no nudes, nothing physical, just words. Still not great, I know. I think that's emotional cheating.
I would agree.
Yeah, like even if you're drunk and you think your friend's boyfriend's hot, like just don't say it.
I just like can't imagine me like DMing Kevin and being like, "You're so hot."
No, it's kind of like diabolical.
And like vice versa. Like if you did that to Michael, I'd be like, "That's weird."
Yeah, but like I would never.
Yeah.
Maybe if you were younger, would you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. Would you?
I feel like
Would I?
Yeah.
I shouldn't.
But like if you did it to Kevin, I wouldn't.
It's different though, because like all my friends are like girls, and it's different when it comes from me. You know what I'm saying?
well, I guess from you it's
Yeah.
different, but like for me, I feel like
But if there was a gay guy and I did that, then it'd be a mess.
yeah, like I feel like with Leah or like I mean Leah's dated some cute guys.
Yeah.
Some not.
Have I? Not really.
The way you said that wasn't so convincing.
Kevin's definitely the most attractive one I've
For
dated.
sure. Immediately when she started dating them, I've been like, no.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
ew.
All of a sudden it gives me the ick. I don't know how to explain
Uh-huh.
it, but not in an ick way that's like you're
You're grossed out,
disgusting.
yeah.
It's just in a way that I'm like, there's no attraction there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's turned off. Anyways. She goes, anyway, months go by, Claire and I are good, and then one day she finds the DMs. Apparently Jake left his phone unlocked at her place and she went through it while he was in the shower. She screenshots the combo and blows everything up, blocked me on everything, called me a backstabbing bitch in our group chat, told people that I'd been sleeping with him for months, which is just not true. It's actually laughable. Like I've had food in my fridge longer than those texts have existed. Interesting. Okay, that's an interesting way to describe that.
Yeah.
I tried texting
So
her.
not that long then, probably.
Yeah, I tried. Oh, sorry. She says texting, but I'm assuming DMing because she goes, I tried texting her from my Finsta. I even wrote her a full essay. I told her the truth and that it was a few dumb messages and it never ever went past that, but she won't believe me. And maybe I don't deserve her trust back, but I also don't deserve to be treated like I'm the worst person on earth for a mistake that never turned into anything real. But what do I even do now? Like, how do I prove a non-affair happened? I want her back in my life so badly, and I feel like I'm just screaming into the void at this point. Should I let it go or keep trying to fix it? Please help me.
Oof.
I don't know. I kind of feel like you're in the wrong.
I agree.
So if she doesn't want to reconnect,
You need to give the
you
space.
have to just be okay with
Yeah,
that.
agreed.
Like, as frustrating as it is, you can't be like upset with her overly too much to be like gossiping about it either.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I think it's not right of her to do so, but I think if it was you in her shoes, I think she would be upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be.
Me too. I feel like you need to like eat a piece of humble pie and just like apologize and know that you were in the wrong here and not do anything like this again, because clearly like even if you think you're drunk and maybe no one will ever see it, like this happened for a reason. She ended up finding it. So it's a lesson to be learned. Like don't fucking hit on your friends' boyfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl code, I guess, too,
Yeah.
right?
I just don't think it's right. Like it's nice to compliment someone and be like, oh my God, that outfit looks so great on you. But that's much different than being like, you're hot.
Right.
And don't she say like you're like unfairly hot or something
Yeah.
crazy? Yeah.
Yeah. Because then
a
it's
little
like, what are
different.
your intentions? And even if you feel good about saying it, like now you're going to be like seeing the boyfriend out and he's going to know that you're like
kind of
think
into
he's
him.
hot. Like, it's just weird.
And over
Yeah.
time, things can change too. Like that can for sure be different.
Maybe she can find it in her heart to forgive you. If not, then take the loss
Exactly.
and learn the lesson.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
Who's next?
You want to go, Aaron?
Yeah. Okay. So my roommate in college, who was one of my best friends at the time, stole like half my college wardrobe. For some context, I lived in an apartment with her and I had a dog, so I would never lock my bedroom door so he could wander the apartment when I was at class. There were a few times where I would have gone away for the weekend. One of those times I was away, I came home and was super confused because I had alcohol stored in my room and there was a significant amount missing. And when I asked her, she like gaslit me into thinking I had just drank it and not remembered how much was left. I chalked it up to maybe she took some, but it wasn't a big deal. Then I had random items of clothes I kept misplacing, in quotations, but could never seem to find them. I saw her wearing one of my frat shirts, LOL, and I was like, where'd you get that? And she lied again, saying it was from a different guy she was talking to in that same frat. Again, not a really big deal, but was very confusing. I ended up having to transfer colleges, and I'm packing all my stuff, which was very chaotic moving across the country, so I wasn't going through my clothes to see if anything was missing. Well, fast forward to a couple months later, I'm back in my hometown, and I would see her post stories of her and my friends in my clothes.
Oh my God.
I never swiped up or responded because it was that point in my life where I couldn't handle the drama and ultimately decided to let it go. But the one thing that really pissed me off was I saw one of our friends wearing my dead grandpa's flannel at a frat party.
Oh my God.
She probably took around $1,000 worth of clothes, and I just never said anything about it, and we're still friends to this day. LOL. I just keep an eye on my clothes if she ever comes over. Damn. Well,
Whoa.
friends lie, but she, I guess, yeah.
I have like two stories around this. One's more recent and one's more historical.
Uh-huh.
The more historical one was when I was in college. I had this roommate that was like weirdly, I don't want to say obsessed with me because I don't want to sound like, I don't know, speaking too highly of myself, but I feel like she was. And there was one time where I came home, and this wasn't like came back to our dorm. There had been consistencies around like my stuff going missing, or like, sure, yeah, I would let her borrow. Like I am like that with my close friends. Like I don't mind, but there's some stuff that I keep very near and dear in my closet, and some stuff that I just don't think that you should borrow. So anyways, I walked into our dorm room and it was at like an off time. She must have thought I was in class, and she was in the mirror posing in my underwear.
Disgusting.
That's obsession, and that's gross. I feel like she was like getting off to that.
In my lingerie. And like there were
Ew.
moments too where she had been like
Ew.
weirdly like we'd be sober and she'd be like, do you want to like make out on Snapchat? And like
No,
On
she was
Snapchat?
obsessed
like
with
to
you.
be like taking a video to like send to a guy that she liked or something. And I was just kind of like, no.
No, she was obsessed with you.
Our friendship ended
Yeah.
like not too soon
Understandably.
after that. But
It's like that movie, The Roommate.
So gross.
yeah, the underwear was like it took it too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like also like that's like my private shit. Like get out. Like ew.
And then in a most recent update, which I'm sure we'll get into after story time too, is there was an event being hosted at Liv's house from Love Island, and I brought over a bag. Lee and I got ready there just to hang out with Liv. We were there for a really long time, honestly. And there were people coming in, whatever. But this one girl who came upstairs, I had brought jeans for myself and for Leah and one other pair of pants just to like decide between. And it was because Leah like really couldn't figure
I
out
was
what she wanted in
struggling.
her closet.
I had nothing to wear, so Tori kindly brought me some outfits.
And when we were putting our stuff away, I was like, oh, we'll just put this in the room with like the producers and stuff from the show because they were filming, and it'll be kept safe in there. But this girl, as we're like about to leave, comes up the stairs and Liv introduces her as her bestie. I literally noticed, and I go, oh my God, are those jeans, this brand jeans that are like a luxury brand? And
Yeah.
I was like, I have like literally the same ones, but what's interesting about them is they're painter pants and they're tailored very specifically.
Yeah.
Like
to you.
Yeah. Like in their actual like runway or in the way that they have their ready to wear campaign, they're wider legged, and I made them straighter, not skinny, but straighter. So I like knew almost like I sensed it, but I was like, I love them and I love the fit of them. That's so crazy. And
then I think we should like continue the story after I read this too. But basically what happened, I was like, oh my God, you're so cute. Like you're so Polly Pocket size. Like I love your outfit. And she was like, wait, I think one of these might be one of your pairs of jeans. And I was like,
And we kind of like looked at each other and I was like,
I tapped her like this. I'm like, and
Right.
then she's like, yeah, sorry. Like, we should get into the story. Let's
she
get
goes,
into
yeah,
the full
sorry,
details.
I spilled soy sauce all over my dress. And so I grabbed these jeans to wear for the filming upstairs.
Yeah.
So this girl is wearing my $800 tailored jeans.
No, let's read this story because I have
It's
so much
fucking
to say, and I
diabolical.
want there's more details too. But like,
We'll dive back in,
in.
but you guys can just take that for a grain of salt as we get
keep
through
that
this
in
last
mind.
story.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the last story before we get into all the diabolical details.
still,
of
like,
last
heated.
night. Hey, Tori, Leah, and Aram. Writing this is making my hand shake, but I guess this is what closure looks like now. I was with my ex Liam for almost a decade. We lived together for 3 years, had a dog, shared Spotify, Netflix, Hulu accounts, and we were starting to talk about marriage and children. We had this mutual friend, Danny, who was in our circle and someone that I considered one of my closest friends. She'd come to our Sunday dinners. We'd all go out together to get drunk at the bars, and she would text me about her dating life, and she even cried to me once about how hard it was to find a good guy in Austin. Liam and I would often hang out with Danny, the three of us together in our home watching movies because she was single and sad and wanted to be around her friends. One thing that Danny and Liam had in common was they both loved wellness and the whole woo-woo crystal shit that I could never get into, nor had in common with Liam. What type of magic can a rock bring you anyways? So I thought this was nice that they could both relate and talk about that type of stuff together while I secretly rolled my eyes and teased them about it. Turns out, Danny and Liam have been hooking up for 7 months behind my back. And not just random drunken nights, like weekend getaways, fake business trips, and even a secret tattoo that they both got. And I only found out because Liam's phone accidentally connected to our kitchen speaker one night when he was in the other room and must have not known that he was on Bluetooth and started playing a voice note of Danny saying, "I miss you so much and I wish I was with you," right before the voice note got cut off. He must have realized the voice note wasn't playing in the secrecy of our bathroom, but in fact on our speaker in our house. I recognized her voice immediately as she was my best friend, and honestly, I was even super confused at first because I thought that she had maybe sent the voice note to me and that I was accidentally playing it, but I did not have a voice note from her.
Oh my God.
Bluetooth will get you in trouble.
I went into the bathroom where he was, and he was pale, and I demanded to see the phone, which of course he said, "No, what are you doing? You're being crazy," etc. Well, yes, I am fucking crazy, and now I'm mad. I know it might have not been the right thing to do, but I snatched his phone and I ran out of the bathroom and into the guest bedroom bathroom and locked the door. I knew his passcode, so I read everything, and I mean everything. I sat there for hours with tears streaking my face, shaking and crying so hard that I was even gagging, and I also felt like my entire world that I knew was crashing down around me, and there was nothing else in the universe besides me in that bathroom in that moment. The betrayal was nuclear. I was so angry I couldn't trust myself with my emotions and what I was capable of. So even though I'd locked him out, I also had to keep myself locked in to make sure I didn't do something that I regretted. I don't know if you've ever felt that type of rage, anger, and jealousy, but I don't wish those feelings upon anyone. Danny would compliment our relationship, tell me that she hoped to find something like we had. Meanwhile, she was texting him "miss you already" from my guest bathroom while I was cooking her dinner. I even found a selfie of them in matching outfits at an underground rave the same weekend that Liam said he was in Dallas for a wellness retreat. Needless to say, I moved out. I burned the hoodie that she left at my place, told all of our friends, and publicly posted a series of stories that I probably shouldn't have to social media, and got the dog in the breakup. I'm still in therapy, and if either of them ever tries to come back, I hope they trip on their fucking crystals.
Period.
Whoa.
That's fucked.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
I can honestly relate to being in the where she's like, I was in the bathroom and I was so fucking angry and filled with anger and jealousy and rage that I couldn't even go out because I was she's I couldn't trust myself with what I do.
I understand, respectfully.
Yeah.
You too.
Respectfully so, and also you did the right thing. There's times too where I opt out of going out because I know that I'll be very miserable, and I'm trust me, you don't want me to be part of this party.
You're
No.
I won't be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the confusion of all of a sudden the voice note, I can also so fully imagine being in your kitchen and hearing your best friend's voice on your Bluetooth speaker and just being wait, was I, did she send me a voice note? Was I
would
playing
be
that?
so confused.
But then it's where's my boyfriend?
I also just want to know how like what he reacted in all of this when she's like, what the fuck? Like, I want to know, like, in regards to like the
I know
confrontation.
she didn't get into
I
that.
wonder what he had said. I hope that he was like overly apologetic, and I hope you're not best friends with that girl anymore, because best friends just don't do that.
No.
I think putting the stories up is like honestly kind of lit.
Yeah.
I feel like in those situations, like it's so fine to do that and like expose people because they did something fucked up. So
I don't know. That is like, that makes me sick to my stomach. And honestly, the fact that anybody could do that to their friend and even their partner, and like
I don't know if they deserve a public lashing. It's so wrong of them, but like for instance, the public doesn't need to throw rocks at them. However,
no, we don't have to be rude.
but
we
it
can,
probably felt so good.
we can let
for
the
her.
public know.
we can let the public know.
like we can post it, but not shit on
We
her.
listen and we don't judge.
I'm not gonna judge. In fact, I will probably be like living in the comment section actually,
fully.
Yeah.
and fully committed to watching, like fully committed.
and on your team.
Yes,
Definitely.
but I don't always believe that is the best route, and I'm happy that you at least acknowledge that. And
Yeah.
I understand the anger, because I too would feel that way. And I think that if Michael or Kevin had done something at this point in our relationship where it was like it caused a breakup, yes, I would talk about it publicly.
Yeah, same. Or I'd be
100%.
like in federal prison for like.
We'd be podcasting from prison.
Yeah, they'd be locked up.
But like, it also like kind of brings me back to even like this story kind of reminded me of like the Ariana Maddox scandal situation, and like going back to even like the reunion where they were talking and like talking it out, where Ariana was wearing that iconic red dress, and also she stepped out in the Boys Lie sweatsuit. walking
Never
into
forget.
it. But she was like, now looking back at some of the clips, I'm like honestly shocked at some of the things that she was saying to Raquel, like, because they're so bad, like calling her like a whore and like shit like that. But like, I understand her rage and I understand why she felt the way she did, but like, she said some crazy
Something
shit.
super extremely diabolical, and like it's obviously invasive when you have a best friend who you'll talk about like sex stories with or intimate things. Again, you rely on your best friend to be a pillar of your support system in a more intimate way almost than a partner, because it's so emotional.
Yeah.
So like her being like, oh, I hope to find someone just like you, or like Raquel's situation, her and Ariana were such good friends, and Ariana was the only one who was nice to her out of all the girls, and then she's sitting there asking Ariana sex questions while she's clearly sleeping with her man.
Yeah.
Like, that's so foul, and honestly that's like really manipulative, horrific, atrocious behavior that
Yeah.
I just
It's disgusting.
yeah, because there's a part of you that gets off on that. Like that narrative, there's a
That's-
part of that type of personality that gets off on
No,
the fact that it's like
100%.
a secret behind some greater power.
And it's like knowing, and that reminds me almost sort of like your story where you were saying like your roommate was trying on your underwear. Like, it's like I feel like Raquel like also had a thing for Ariana, like so much so that she wanted to like be her and experience like what she experienced with Tom. Like, I think there was even an interview where like Raquel, like in like the last season, was saying like there was a point in time where Tom was like, could we ever be like or Raquel offered to be like a three,
something,
right? Which like Ariana was like, I would fucking never, but like that she even thought that would even work. It's like, are you obsessed with Ariana and do you want to be her, or were you obsessed with Tom? And it's like your roommate trying on your underwear, like she was obsessed with you. What if you brought your like, do you have a boyfriend that year? Would you fuck your boyfriend?
She actually, the guy that I was hooking up with, she had a boyfriend. I hooked up with this guy that was like on our dorm floor, and the next day she like hooked up with him.
Yeah, that's exactly
Of course
these
she
are
did.
these types of
She was
girls.
obsessed with you.
But like it almost wasn't like it was like because she liked him. I think she just enjoyed the fact that I had hooked up with him, and it was like a way for her to be like, oh, I can get with him too, even though she had a boyfriend.
She wanted to like be you.
It was very strange.
She wanted to be you.
I don't know if there's like a term for that, or
But like with men, like men cheat and men lie and men do these things. But with women, when they do this type of stuff, it's so much more emotional and it's so much more deep and it's so much more well thought through. Like, I think that this friend whoever wrote this in, your friend was jealous or like wanted what you had so much so that she was actually willing to try to take it. Same thing with what Raquel had. She had this like infatuation with clearly both of them. And I think with women, it's like so much more emotional and deep than it is with a man who's just going to cheat because he's like wants to stick his dick in something.
yeah, like I know that you also tried to be like, oh, it's not like they were both drunk and it was like a one-time thing, because I do think guys do that, and I think that you still shouldn't forgive your best friend or your partner if they ever do that to you. But she
Yeah.
tried to like kind of like make that as like an exception
right.
to the rule to even like excuse that, and that's not even an excuse.
No.
I think it's because it feels better
knowing that it would
knowing
be a
that
mistake.
it was like that and they weren't in
Yeah.
their right mind, then it does, planned out. Sober.
Agreed.
To, like have them in your home and like in your space and
Where you had sex with him too, and now you're having sex with him in the same bed. Like,
it
oh
is
my God.
so I just can't.
It's a level of invasion that's there's no.
You can't come back from it.
Yeah.
never.
You can't come back from it.
And also like the trust issues that you develop after that too. It's like they should be legally obligated to pay for your therapy for the rest of your life.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
like we
That's
should.
what
There should be a new law.
that I know that should be a law.
Like it should be like if you really get fucked over by somebody, they actually screwed you up so much so that you can't even like move on with your life. You need therapy. Like the person who did it to you should pay for that crime.
I'd have so much free therapy.
I would have so much
free therapy for life. Or emotional
Damn.
support trauma payments like every month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Great stories this week,
Yeah.
guys.
All right, let's go back, to Jeans
Gate.
Gate.
Oh,
My God. We're all very excited on Jeans Gate. I'm very passionate about this because I have yet, so that everybody knows, to get my jeans back. I did
when are
follow
we gonna
up.
get the jeans back?
We have to get the bag. Oh, you
Wait,
got it?
hold on. I need to know what was said after you realized they were her jeans.
So
like,
this
what did
is
you say
the
to
girl-
her?
This is the issue.
Felt awkward, you could tell, but like, why
course.
do
And she was
it?
standing there with her boyfriend, and
Yeah.
what's worse is that,
And she was honestly like sweet. Like I feel bad. She was a sweet girl.
yeah,
But,
I
like, who
also
does-
think
Is
that
she, she just like a clueless girl?
I
or
don't
something?
know,
know.
because I also think that there could be a point where it was like, okay, I spilled soy sauce on myself. I'm trying to be reasonable here in my mind.
Which is nice of you to even try.
I am thinking
I'd be
like,
livid.
I spill soy sauce on my dress. I run into a room and Leah's like, here, Tori, just throw this on.
Right.
And like, what if Liv just like threw it at her and she was under the
If
impression
she
that
didn't
they
know that they were your jeans, but she sounds like she
said
knew
that
they
she
were
knew.
your
Yeah.
jeans.
So that's the part for me where I'm like, you knew that these weren't yours and you still felt comfortable putting them on. Like, I feel like that's just a line of boundary that, like,
Yeah.
who raised you?
But was she handed the jeans?
Here's what I also have to say about Liv, because like Liv is such a very generous person with her stuff. Again, that doesn't make it right or that everyone wants to be that way, but like Liv is so generous. Like even like she was like giving Ash like this Charlotte Tilbury stuff that like is very expensive that she doesn't need, and like I even said like, oh, like I saw she had this hat that said nowadays, which is this like beverage that has THC in it. It's really good. And I was like, oh my God, I love that. I have that. They like sent that to me like a while ago. And she's like, oh, do you want it? Like, I don't need it. And like, she's very generous. And even when I didn't have an outfit, she's like, you can borrow anything you want. So I think because she's so generous, maybe she just thinks that
she was
like
under the impression that maybe
everyone
were.
likes
Yeah.
to share. But
So
it's
did she
still,
hand the jeans to her
we
friend?
don't know. I think so.
Also think like I consider myself a very generous person.
Very.
Like
Yeah, very.
completely. So for me, it's also more so I brought those items of mine and I'm very like, I don't mind sharing, but when it comes to my closet, like I collect things for my closet. Like it is something that I am committed to, and it is something I put a lot of like effort and care.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're like you've
passionate about
curated
it.
your closet. Like
Yeah.
you're very selective about the things that you buy, and when you do buy it, even if it's like a nice purchase, like I know that you put a lot of thought into it. You don't
And
just
I
buy
care.
I mean, you got the
bulk.
jeans tailored to fit you exactly
yeah,
how you
like
want
I
them
never
to.
tailor my pants.
I never tailor my shit. I always say I want to, though. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get them. I won't.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I do care. I even
So it's
follow like the
different.
wash instruction.
And you
label.
love
Yeah.
styling, and you love like putting together a fit. Like you're
It's
very
different.
good at
There's
that.
a lot of passion that goes into it. So for me, it's more so to automatically assume that I had brought something for my best friend, and or if Liv really wanted to wear it, yes, of
Yeah.
course. But that was it. I did not say these are a free
No, for
all.
sure.
Yeah.
But back to your generosity too. I also just want to point, like there was a point in time where we even went down there. I forget why, but some of the people that were coming to the party, like the cast, like were walking in, they had to change because like their shirt had branding on it, and like in TV you can't wear anything that says like a band name or a brand or
Without a
whatever,
release.
Without a release. So like they had to change. And you even like had offered your shirts to like the people down there too that needed to change, but that was your decision.
Well,
It's
also
different.
those shirts weren't
Were
like
they boys' light shirts?
no,
Oh.
it was like a Zara shirt, a Zara blouse, and like a quick like little.
Point is that you offered.
Correct.
You
I
did not
said
somebody
here.
offering for you.
Yeah.
Which is, and also it's like, again, I'm sure this girl is so nice and she was super sweet. It's just weird to me that like I would just never would be okay with throwing on a pair of jeans from someone who's upstairs at the party that I've never met.
And then being like,
Yeah.
oh, these are yours.
She felt, so you could tell she felt weird about it. She was like, and her boyfriend actually like was like,
It's
he
comical, but
like
it's
went
not.
like this, and he was like, almost like he was about to say like, I knew this was like gonna be weird. And she was like, I think they might be one of your, like, she felt awkward, but still, it's like,
I just think
doesn't
it's
make it
wildly
better.
Not at all.
inappropriate, and again,
I
it's
agree.
not her item of clothing, and I think that
It's a shock.
So what did we say after she said, I think these
Well,
might be your
so the
jeans?
Uber was, we had already been like leaving, like we were
What
on
time
our
of
way
night is
out.
this?
11.
It was like
10:30 actually.
10:30. We had been there
Okay,
since 1.
that's a good time, actually.
Yeah, but we had been there since 1, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
a
we
long
were there
time.
for a while,
Yeah.
and like
Even
the,
Liv was like, I'm shocked you guys even made it this long.
the filming setup
Were
was
you like
like
mic'd?
no.
Oh.
There was at one
Thank
point
God.
a thing like hanging over
I wish
us,
you were.
but I also I have spiraling anxiety. Like I woke up with it this morning.
Same.
And I think a part of it too is because when I laugh sometimes, and we'll even like cut out my laugh sometimes on the podcast, or I'll tell Leah too. I feel like it's so obnoxious, and sometimes I'll be the only person laughing, and it's like a nervous tick that I have.
No,
you
no,
have
no.
a great laugh, and
It's
you have
just
a
your
loud laugh.
laugh.
It's a
It's
good
okay.
thing.
I've accepted that it's not a great
Mine's
laugh,
weird
and it's
too.
awkward, and it's weird, and it's okay.
Were
Like,
you laughing a lot?
I feel like I was, because in awkward situations,
You
that's
laugh,
what I do.
yeah.
Yeah,
and
me
like
too.
I can't help it. Like I
Same.
even laugh at my own jokes sometimes. It's
Yeah.
really horrid.
But I mean, it's fun.
But I
It's
really
cute.
hope national TV is very kind to me in that way.
Same, I'm
because
so
my laugh can be
scared.
like,
No, I had 2 really embarrassing moments. The first one.
Wait, hold on though. You still never told me what you said to her after.
Oh,
she said,
oh,
I
so
think
we were
start your
leaving.
jeans.
We
and we
left.
we were like, okay.
you just
I think we
left.
said like make sure like you give those back to Liv or something. I
Yeah.
don't know, but we were like on our way out, and me and Tori were walking out, like literally looking at each other, being like, what the?
if that
I mean,
was
it's
like my
jarring,
little
it's
sister,
jarring.
and she knows this when we were growing up too, and she'd like take something from my closet, it would be so on site. I would be like stripped down right now in the
Yeah.
kitchen. Like
One time Kara blocked me because she didn't want me to see her wearing my stuff.
and the fact that
Classic.
like she.
It was just weird. I just
The
don't
fact that
do
she
that,
did
you
that, and
guys.
we had so many cameras around us, so I couldn't even be
It
like.
would have been such good TV.
Take those
if you
off
said
right
it.
now.
Could you imagine?
It'd be like the best scene of the season.
It was just also like I think it was such a shocking, strange situation that we didn't expect to happen, obviously. So like there's no right way in the moment to think about like how to handle it, because like you wouldn't ever expect someone to show up wearing your jeans.
If there wasn't camera crew, would you say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
1000%. I would be like, no, I need those. I'm about to leave.
I'm leaving. Can you take them
Yeah.
off?
Yeah.
There was the camera situation was like honestly so like intimidating. Like I felt like very uncomfortable.
Was there a lot of people at this party?
No.
Okay.
They're coming in, like trickling in, and it's because like I don't know if we're allowed to say this, but
Can
like
you say anything right
I
now?
need to look at
Even
the
actually,
release.
I need to look at the release too, but
Maybe we
I
shouldn't
think
talk
that the
about it.
production in general for TV, like they're so used to it that they're comfortable. Like
Yeah.
the cast is so comfortable. So it is incredible that they are that comfortable in such what feels like intense situations with like getting mic'd, having like 4 cameras around you at once, follow you around. And then like, it is really intense for certain parts and certain clips. Of course, for like the content curation of the show, for instance, like even for an intro, right, of a show, they probably have to redo that intro like at least 3 or 4 times, because it needs to be a part of the storytelling.
Yeah.
yeah,
And it doesn't mean it's not real. It's just more
like
so
yeah.
So it makes sense.
it's a piece to it.
Like
Like,
it needs to also like look aesthetically pleasing too. Like even walking into the party,
so you understand what's happening
Yeah.
as the audience. So like I understand that part, but it was a lot, and like sometimes it's like take a pause, jump back in, take a pause, jump back in. So like it's kind of it's intense.
Yeah.
And
and a lot of pressure to like.
we
you
got
know.
to meet
We met, like,
Erin,
everyone,
we met
yeah.
Cordell, we met Serena,
We met everyone besides
Kaylor.
Leah.
Yeah, we didn't meet
she
Leah.
didn't go.
She wasn't there. I don't know if she went or if she was coming later, but we didn't meet her.
But we got to meet a majority of the cast, and
They're all so nice.
I was so happy that they were all so overly kind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there other people there that
Except-
wasn't cast besides you guys?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah.
But like even when Aaron first came, we'd already met Aaron before he came up to the rooftop, like briefly outside. But when he came up, I don't know why I said this because he doesn't look like Kevin, but I think it was the hair or something. I was like, you kind of look like my boyfriend, and he was like, cool. And then they walked right past me, and I was like, that was so stupid. Why did you say that? And I hope that they don't put that in. And then also they're like when I was at the bar, it was me, Ash, and Dustin, and like everyone else had left the rooftop at that time, but we were waiting for our drinks, and there was still a camera guy there, and the camera was like behind the bar, like filming us, and I was just so like sometimes I look back, I'm like, I'm so stupid. Like
Don't think that.
No,
there
you're
was a
too in your head.
bowl that had like the ice in it, And I was like, oh, cool. Is like that a cast iron pot? That's so smart. I'm sure it keeps it really cold. And the bartender was like, no, it's plastic. And the camera guy just puts his camera down and walks downstairs. And I was like, oh my God, like, shut up, Leah. Shut up. Like, you're so stupid.
That's a funny comment.
But
to
I
make,
didn't even, but that's something I would say just myself.
It
like,
is,
I
it's
wasn't
you.
trying to, like, I just was feeling dumb. The camera guy went like this. And then walked away. And now I'm like thinking I'm like fucking humiliated by that, which is so stupid, but I am.
You shouldn't be.
No,
I
it's silly.
am.
It's funny. It's
My laugh
funny.
is
It's
more
funny.
humiliating if it makes you feel better. But
It's like you guys will be on this episode. Like
I don't know.
we don't know. We could easily be like cut out of
I
it.
hope not.
I hope we are.
No, I want to see.
If we're in the background, fine. I just hope they didn't catch anything stupid that I said.
No, I want to like hear
No,
and
entirely.
see.
That's how I feel too.
I want to
But
hear
the
and
whole
see.
production team, everyone was so nice and
Yeah.
like super friendly. It's just interesting being on the other side of it when I've been watching it on TV for so long.
So like, did they have to redo things? Was it like, would they ever like say that again or something? I don't know.
I didn't see any of that.
I didn't see that.
No. What else happened?
Really, actually, this is going to be like a different take from what most people felt probably. And like, I know that he said cool to Leah, but he was actually so nice, Aaron. And like, honestly, might be my favorite of the cast because he literally shows up in sweats, had a stogie with
Yeah.
him, and he like offered.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, do you want a stogie? I was like, you are so nice.
I
And you're in
know.
sweats and you just showed up and you're just like
It
so
Yeah.
kind.
looked really good.
But it was more so just like
Really
one
good.
Well,
of
he looks like your boyfriend, so I hope
it's
he
the
did.
hair. It's the hair. His hair looks amazing. It's like thicker and like.
I need to see a photo of him. I don't even know what he
but it
looks
was
like.
And Kaylor
His
was so nice.
demeanor is like this more darker, sarcastic. You can tell that he's like
He's
been-
British.
Yeah.
I know. I love
And
that
like
type
their
of humor.
humor is
though.
different.
And it is just it had me like giddy just being in the same room as everyone.
Yeah. What a fun experience.
I have a fun game to play.
Oh, I love a game.
Do you guys want to play a game?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Would You Rathers. But I
Okay.
like think these ones are pretty hard to decide between.
Okay.
Okay. Would you rather only be able to speak in TikTok sounds for the rest of your life or communicate by using memes?
Memes. Easier.
Okay.
So much easier to express how you feel.
Yeah.
Would you rather be ghosted or soft launched by a celebrity and then publicly dumped?
Soft launch.
Agreed.
At
Me
least
too.
I could get some clout from it
Yeah.
and then like be okay.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather have to wear your most embarrassing middle school outfits for a month or explain your For You page to your boss every morning?
Explain my For You
Explain
page to
my For You page to my
myself.
boss.
I wouldn't. My Instagram For You page is fucking weird.
I think I could explain mine pretty well, and it'd be
I
probably
don't
pretty funny and
mind.
enjoyable.
Mine's really
honestly.
not embarrassing.
Yeah.
Mine is.
Mine's like a little bit like what the fuck between like the conspiracy theories and like the. I actually have something on this.
I feel like it's a conspiracy theories and like vintage like clothes.
I've been getting so much on my For You page. That's been like.
I told you guys, mine sometimes is like birth
No, I started saving these, but they've been
and nipples and belly buttons.
Mine's just a ton of shirtless men.
there have been these things that'll pop
and
up
people
that.
peeing their pants.
Hold on, where's my
Yeah,
saved?
that's really strange.
Which I
that
don't know
you got
why.
there.
And then it's like wedding stuff.
Mine are so many different like
Oh, and
studies.
there's Harry Chelsea.
I'm like, why is that there?
I don't know who's coming up with these numbers or who's doing the statistics around this, but I don't know why on my For You page I get a lot of like Florida ranked 6th most likely state to survive an alien invasion.
And
Who
who-
ranked them?
I see that shit all the time. I'm like,
and then
who's
it says,
saying
here's
that?
another one. Men who have sex at least twice a week are less likely to have a heart attack.
I saw that
Who
same
made
thing.
this?
I feel like
no,
it's
I saw the
fake.
same thing. It said if couples who fart in front of each other are like going to be in a longer and happier, healthy relationship. I actually sent it to Kevin. I go, we're good.
A study shows spending 1 week in Greece can reduce stress levels by 40%. Well, no fucking
No one
shit.
who can afford to go to Greece.
Yeah.
But like, who made that statistic? Can reduce
if
my
you can
stress by
afford to
40%.
Greece, you're probably not stressed.
Yeah, I mean, you go for a vacation. Like, who?
You're not stressed if you can go to Greece.
I just don't understand who's creating these studies.
That's funny as fuck.
Probably
though.
just
Who are-
someone who's bored.
What is this population of people making votes?
And how are they going so viral? Can they teach us how to go viral? Because like that makes no sense. I
Yeah.
guess because it sparks conversation. Look what it's doing right now.
It makes me very angry.
Probably shareable.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just can't believe everything.
Sorry.
I have another one that this one's I think is hard. Would you rather have the entire office read your last Hinge convo or accidentally send a screenshot of a conversation to the person you were talking to that you meant to send to your other friend to talk shit?
Oh, the entire
Our
office. can read
entire
my
office.
last Hinge thing.
The second
Really?
option is actually the worst thing on the planet.
What if it was
Yeah, it's happened to me. Literally.
what if it was what's it called?
Yes. Yes, it has.
What is it?
It's happened
What's the
to me
gay app?
too.
The gay dating app?
Grinder.
What if it was like your last like Grinder conversation?
You guys can read that. You'll probably like laugh and be like, "Oh
But
my god,
imagine
that's
it was
crazy."
a boss that wasn't me or Tori. Like it was like
But that's just not the
Jason.
circumstance right now.
Well, at this point, I already
Jason.
Jason already knows what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wait, I think we didn't ever launch that episode.
Oh my god.
Oh, we can talk about
Yeah,
it.
talk
now.
about it. Tell the story, Aram.
Jason, he's our COO. If anyone does not know,
He's an older
and
man.
He's an
not
older.
old
He's an
by
older
any
man with
means.
like children and like a wife.
He's very matured in his life
Yeah.
growth path.
Yeah.
Is what we're trying to say.
and he's like a man.
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
like
and
a
there's no
dad.
other men here besides me and him
and Oscar.
And Oscar.
and Oscar.
Yeah.
But on a daily basis,
Yeah.
I'm really the only man
Mm.
in this building.
You're very respectful, both of you, by the way.
They're
You
the
always-
only like
Thank you.
testosterone is what he's
Yeah,
always
and
put
I
down
don't
the
have
toilet
you know,
seats.
it's not like I'm full of testosterone either. So I'm trying to paint the picture for you. I'm a gay man. Jason is a straight
white
dad with
and
a
with
wife
a nuclear family.
with yes, and
Yeah.
children and a Tesla and lives in Santa Barbara. Like,
yeah.
I'm just giving
He's
you
just,
the
yeah,
vibes.
different planes.
Yeah, just different.
spectrum.
Yes, exactly.
We all know that Aram's second home is Tenants of the Trees.
It is, and the owner Jason, his also name is Jason. Okay, I
You
texted.
also call him Daddy Jason.
Yes,
So-
we call this RCO. We call our COO Daddy Jason. I don't know if we say it to his face. I don't
We
know.
do.
I never have.
Me and Tori say it to his
I
face.
do sometimes.
Yeah, it's more
I think he
appropriate.
loves
I think
it.
it's appropriate if you guys do. Yeah,
I think he likes it.
he probably does like it.
He is our Daddy Jason. He
Yeah.
makes all the ops decisions.
Yeah,
Daddy.
he really helps take care of things,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
especially like ops,
The
financially,
finance.
legally, supply chain, like all the things that like us
Slaps
girly
us on the
pops.
wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gives us a
Things
good,
that you need a dad
Says
for.
no. And I mean no.
Yeah.
And I call the Tenants of the Tree owner Jason Daddy. So I texted the wrong Jason on the way to the club, our Jason, and said, "Daddy, the twinks or the gays are on their way at like 12:30 in the
midnight.
morning." And I didn't. Yeah.
So just imagine, like, for people listening, like, imagine you work in a corporate office and you are not close with your COO, who's like, you know, not fun, but super serious guy.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
also wouldn't call us like the most corporate office.
no, but I'm just saying, for people out there thinking about it, like, imagine you text your boss, Daddy, the gays
Daddy.
are coming at midnight on a Friday.
And he's like in bed with his wife, children asleep next door.
And he's like waking up thinking, like, wait, is Aram coming to Santa Barbara?
And what's so funny that this isn't the first time I've texted him either. Like I have made this mistake before, but the first time I didn't say daddy or anything, so it wasn't crazy. I think I just said like I'm on my way or like something or like where are you?
The gays are coming.
But the gays are coming is crazy. It was like we're coming over. The gays are coming to you.
Woo!
That's actually a good story prompt. Like, write it about your last most embarrassing text that you accidentally sent
Oh,
to
I like
somebody.
that. Or
And,
just
like, what was
most
it?
embarrassing text that you sent ever.
Yeah.
To
We
the wrong
are going to do
person.
a May giveaway, so that's an exciting announcement too.
Yes.
Hopefully that'll be posted by end of day today, or maybe tomorrow. So I guess you'll hear this next week, and you guys hopefully will be entering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enter it up.
I have another game.
I love a game.
Throw them.
Pull up your TikTok, Aram, because I know you have the
Uh-huh.
Boys Lie one.
Yeah.
Go to your pull it up.
Okay.
Then go to your search bar
Uh-huh.
and read us your 10 most recent searches on TikTok.
The first one is this guy from my high school, so I'm not gonna say his name. Second one is Katy Perry leaves her tour after Backlash. I don't know if you guys have seen her videos.
I have.
They're really
Yeah.
really cringe. Then it's Beyonce's tour. Then it's Lily Rose Depp. Then it's the canceled podcast. Then it's delays at the U.S. airport, Six Flags closing down, Dancing with the Star cast revealed, John Summit, and Alex Earl.
Wow. Pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like that
Do you,
tracks.
speaking
Yeah,
of
that makes
canceled
sense.
podcast, have you seen like the backlash that
Paige is
Paige
getting
got
from Leah.
so
yeah.
basically on their like one of their most recent episodes, they
that
rated
actually made me giggle though.
It
they
did make me
rated
giggle, too.
all of Coachella's best and worst outfits, and they were talking about Leah from Love Island's outfits, which I honestly thought were like not bad.
Okay, so
They're
as
cute.
somebody
It's cute.
who is a closet collector or connoisseur
Yeah.
for my items, I watch Love Island, obviously, and I know the items that she wore on the show, or at least brought, and not one of them fall under like the pretty little thing type of spectrum of apparel. Like,
Yeah.
she wears designer
Or Pepper
items.
Mayo.
Yeah, like she's wearing things that are very chic and high end. And I honestly, like, after seeing this, I love Paige to pieces. By the way,
Yeah,
There's
we
not one
love you, Paige.
piece of her that can do wrong in my eyes. However, I do think, as someone like Paige, or even Tana, who mocks her own closet, I do too from like the past. Sure, you cannot come for Leah. You can't.
No, yeah.
You can't. You simply cannot. You cannot come for someone who is so well versed in designer. I'm sorry.
It's in a different lane.
But it's not even that. It's like if you're going to be roasting people's outfits regardless, like you're going to have to expect that they might see it and they're not going to be happy about it. They're going to roast yours. Like,
But especially someone who cares so much about their closet, and I know it as someone myself who cares so much about my closet. Like, I don't even know Leah at all. We didn't even meet her last night. She was not there when we were there. I can easily say, like, that is something that she holds herself to a high standard on.
Definitely.
Just by the way I've seen her dress.
Yeah.
And the clapback, I would do it too.
Yeah, the clapback.
Yeah,
It's
same.
fair.
Too.
It was fair game. It was
Fair game.
completely
Yeah.
fair
If you're gonna fire the shots, expect them to be fired back. And also, like, honestly, like, again, we love Paige. Like, it's good for her engagement. Like, I'm sure people are.
She made a TikTok about it, and it was like, it was doing
Get
well.
those views up, girl.
Get them up, girl.
But I love her, to pieces.
Yeah.
I love her so much.
Paige, and I do also admire from a distance, not knowing her at all, Leah's wardrobe as well.
Yeah.
She is very well dressed.
Who is another reality star whose wardrobe you love?
It's hard because there's wardrobes that I love that I would personally never wear their items of, where I'm like, I genuinely admire that. However, like, it's not my personal style. Does that make sense? Like, I admire that they have those things and that they're clearly collectors themselves. Or they have their own like closet trophies. I don't know how to phrase that.
Yeah,
properly.
that makes sense though.
But one of the new cast members from
Jennifer Tilly?
Yeah.
Her jewelry.
No, beyond just the jewelry, the accessories, the way
What's she on?
presents
Beverly
herself.
Hills
Real
Housewives.
Housewives of Beverly Hills. Presents herself. I mean, she comes in with such. I loved something like in particular that I admired was she got like this vintage Hermes cosmetic bag. And
was it the boat one? Oh, sorry. No,
that's Louis Vuitton. It was a
Oh.
green Hermes cosmetic bag, and it was a little like worn in and whatever from where she got it from I'm sure like a auction of some sorts, or they were able to find one for her that was used. But the fact that she like still found one and it was still like a little bit like tethered and worn in, I admire that so wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Like, she really made the effort to find someone who was reselling that bag and authenticated it. So I really admire her. I really also admire Amanda Batula's style. I really think that she's got great taste.
Wait, did you see the most recent episode of Summer House yet?
Yeah, she's wearing she wore
The 1-800?
Yeah, but she's wearing it like all season.
I know, but I also like loved her leaving outfit. When she was putting it on in the mirror before she had the convo with Paige, like I was like, she looks just such a cool girl. Like she's wearing this like I think it was like a Free People looking big t-shirt, big baggy jeans, Birks. It's so her.
Yeah, it has to be so signed by you,
Right.
and so signature to you. I think that's what styling is.
Yeah. I loved that outfit that she was leaving in, and like when she was downstairs about to leave, like Paige comes down and Paige is always like wearing a full fit, and Amanda mentions that. She's like, you always have a leaving fit, and Paige is like, yes, and so do you, but your outfit was a choice or something. She's like, that was a choice. And like honestly it was like funny because like it's Amanda's style is so opposite of Paige, but it's something that I gravitate towards because I would rate Amanda's
I would
closet.
personally dress more like Amanda than I would Paige, which is crazy because a lot of
and
people.
Sierra has a good closet too.
Sierra
I think,
has
this year.
a good closet for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of funny.
I didn't really love everyone from Vanderpump's style. I
like
love when
nobody
Katie wears
dressed
Boys
well.
Lie and when Ariana wears Boys Lie.
I feel like none of them dressed well.
I feel like Katie in the last season she did.
Better.
She did. She had like this unique like punk look going.
Yeah, and like with the haircut and like you could tell she had like this glow up.
She had like a
situation
vision.
happening. Yeah, like I appreciated that, and I think that was great.
Yeah.
But there are. Again, everyone's style is so unique to them, and people who like rep that, like how you're like, oh, I love Amanda's style versus Paige's. Like, I respect the fact that they both have their own unique disguise.
Yeah.
But I would gravitate for sure towards Amanda's over Paige, even though I think Paige has good taste. Like,
yeah, they all do. I am really enjoying Lindsay this season, I have to say.
she's so pleasant. I
remember you guys would say you hated her before.
Yeah, I retract like everything that I've said from the
'Cause
previous
it was
season.
passionate.
It was
Pregnant?
so
It was so
passionate.
passionate, the hatred
Pregnant?
towards Lindsay.
Lindsay is one of my favorite characters this season.
She's just like, obviously when you're pregnant, everyone says it's like glowing, but she really truly is. And she seems just like genuinely like so happy. And she's so excited to be a mom and like everything. She just like is laughing harder and louder. And I just feel like she seems so happy.
I feel like
Good for the
she's
diva.
so within herself.
Yeah.
And it shows, and it's so strong, and it's so strong-willed, and I love the confidence. Like, I truly admire it greatly. And even when they had the party, Lindsay was like, everybody out.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah.
And everyone listened immediately.
Yeah, I would listen.
I would
say,
listen.
Of course, Miss Lindsay.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm bowing down right now. I'm out the
Yeah.
door. Like, goodbye.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't have any more games.
Okay.
I'll tell you after.
Wait,
is it?
say it.
It's just an idea for like a next pod game. We could talk about it after that.
Okay.
Okay.
I
just like a
I think
fun
games are
idea.
fun. Keeps
Yeah.
you thinking and on
Well,
your toes.
I don't know. What's everyone doing this weekend?
I'm getting my hair done.
Relaxing. I'm
I need to get my
getting
nails
You have
done.
your nails done.
nails
Yeah.
my nails.
Yeah.
I'm probably just gonna chill. I really don't want to do anything. We had a long week. We had a lot of activities from your
you guys
birthday.
have just done a lot
It's
of
like a
things
long-
in general.
I guess birthday week, but it wasn't really celebrating my birthday. It was like,
but I
more
mean,
so,
like we did Monday or Sunday,
it was just
Monday.
back to back to
You
back.
guys have been busy
Thursday.
having fun. Busy
I don't think
having
I've
fun.
gone out 3 nights in a week.
It's a lot.
Forever.
I don't
Yeah.
like it. I don't like going out like this much, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans this weekend?
I have to go to dinner tonight. I'm finally meeting my friend's boyfriend of like they've been dating for like months.
Has she
right?
been able to see you out since they've been
Um,
dating?
She comes out less now. This one is just dating someone with a significantly larger age gap, and so her life is a little different now because
Of
She's
course.
settling down.
Does that make
it's
it
kind
hard
of giving
for your
that a little bit.
friendship a little bit?
No, I just like know what it is. you
Yeah.
know? And her last boyfriend was kind of the same thing too. She like loves a significantly older man.
What's the age
No hate
gap?
to that. I think he's like 42.
How old is she?
Oh,
My age.
Oh.
so 20 years.
Yeah.
20
So
plus
I
years.
am going to meet her boyfriend tonight at Boa Steakhouse.
And he's
Oh
paying.
wow, I could walk there.
Yeah, you're
Maybe
so
I'll
close.
Pop in and
Pop
say
right
howdy.
on in.
Yeah, get a free steak.
Yeah. I think this is fine to
It's
leave
paid
in.
for.
And it's not even
No.
saying anything bad either. But I'm assuming it's paid for. Honestly, if it's not, I'm gonna be like kind of confused, right?
It's fine.
Yeah.
whatever.
Right
it's
though,
so-
like wouldn't you think
no,
that though? Like
100%. It's an interesting conversation to have. I feel like
It
it's
is.
weird to think because, like, even for example, like,
you were so
I-
established in like what you're doing.
yes,
Like, you're with us.
if I take my sister, like what I took my sister a couple months, like back, not a couple months, but like in the summer, I took my brother and his girlfriend out to lunch, and like obviously, like I just put my credit card down because I'm older, and like Luke actually is making a lot of money, so he should have paid for the lunch. But like I just felt like since I was older and the older sister, I felt responsibility to do it. But it's an also interesting thing to think. Like I even went out to dinner with Kevin's brother and Kevin's brother's girlfriend, and his brother's in his 40s, and like he's really established in his career, and he paid for dinner. And I just like in my mind I feel like I'm still like the younger kid, so I feel like it's I almost assume that he would cover it, but at the same time, like that doesn't necessarily mean that we shouldn't be splitting it.
I have a weird thing about that.
I
Just
feel that
happened
way
to me
too.
recently. I went to a group dinner, and basically, like pre-group dinner, the person that had originally like curated the dinner for us all to go to, they were like, I've covered their dinners a bunch of times, so has Leah. Like not in a way that's like, oh, like tit for tat. Like
we just wanted to do it.
yeah, like genuinely because we enjoy their company.
right.
Pre-dinner, they were like, oh, I'll get you, like, let me take care of the bill, all this stuff, because this person was bringing 4 of their friends versus like the 2, me and Michael.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, and we had paid again for multiple group dinners, so I just figured, I was like, oh, like if you buy me coffee, I'm not gonna be like, can I have $5? I'll just go buy you
No.
But that's
coffee.
when
Yeah.
you were
next
at
round.
home.
And I
Yeah.
also want to add on top of this. This person is not like poor. Like they can afford a dinner, but we paid because
100%.
we wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We and also like again, when we were here, they had also offered, but we just took care of it.
Yeah, and they don't
Like,
live here. Like I feel
it
like it's a thing to
wasn't
do.
Weird.
Yeah.
At
all.
It wasn't meant to be weird. Or it's not meant to be weird. Anyways, for this dinner that we had with the group, as they were saying that like twice through the dinner, the bill comes, they put their card down, and Michael was like, oh, do you want me to split it with you? And they were like, yeah.
Oh.
They said yeah.
Yeah. They were like, yeah, sure. And like allowed Michael to split the bill with them. And I
But
kind of,
the whole dinner they were saying they would take care of it. Yeah.
Did the other people not even offer to put their cards down at all?
Damn.
See, that's my
That's awkward.
problem.
But there's also a part
That's
two
a bigger
where
crime.
there's a part two where Michael had offered, and even in general,
Right.
sometimes I'm like, I've made the mistake where I've overextended myself
Mhm.
in certain scenarios. And again, not like Michael and I can't cover the dinner, whatever it was. It was just more so like I'm trying to think of the right
I
word.
know.
The etiquette around saying
Yes.
I'll cover for dinner, and knowing that I and Leah have covered for multiple dinners, and then you invite 4 friends to dinner and you split it with Michael was
After
kind
saying,
of after saying that. I feel like
Did
they should
Michael
have said
know he said that?
yes.
Okay.
I feel like I would have personally said like, no, I got it. Like,
Yeah.
take this back. I don't feel comfortable.
Michael being nice, offering.
That's what I was saying. I was saying Michael did the
Expecting
right thing,
no.
the right, correctly social way of
He's
Yeah.
a gentleman.
offering, even though Michael knew that this person had said, I will cover the dinner. Like, it's something that you should just do regardless. Like, you're not just going to sit there and be like when the check comes.
Yeah.
It's just
like-
a polite etiquette thing to properly do. But now that I've lived in this city and we've been around certain people, like I now have a different awareness of when I overextend myself. Like I'm trying to curate a certain type of boundary.
Yeah.
But it's like also like I was a bit taken aback.
Yeah.
I would be too.
Yeah.
I feel like if that person is saying that they're going to cover the dinner when the bill comes.
Multiple times. They should have snuck out and gone to the bathroom and just taken care of it.
Yeah.
Or I would have been
agreed.
like when the bill came, like, thank you so much, and not even have
Yeah.
offered to put my card. Been like, thank you for like covering it,
For sure.
Yeah.
as assuming that you will because you said you will.
But even the fact that it was like offered just out of kindness
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
being
it
a
still should
gentleman,
be-
it still should be something.
No, it's okay.
No, don't worry.
Yes.
Trust me. Get me next time when I'm in LA.
Yeah.
If they were to say yes, I'd be like, oh,
Right.
wait, really?
There's also different situations with this type of thing, like social etiquette thing anyways. Like, for example, like what you're saying, Tori, like we've covered a lot of these dinners that we've gone to recently.
Which,
because
by the way,
we
that
want
comes
to.
without.
Yeah.
That comes without like
We
us
want
holding
to.
it to
And
anyone.
not
this-
expecting anything.
also, I'm happy to do
Gave
so.
that expectation. It's not like you would have even expected it. You would have probably gone to that dinner expecting to split it all between everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, and with other people that we've gone to dinner with, again, that we've covered because we want to, and it's not a problem.
And I'm not holding it to
No.
anyone's head either, being like, I'm not dangling
Never,
a carrot
never.
over. Like,
But,
I
like,
was happy to do it.
Same,
Genuinely.
but even somebody like, for example, like Liv, like we've gone out to dinner with her a couple times and like covered her, like, and she recently we went out a few times and she paid for like everything. Like, and we didn't expect her to do that, but she did. And like, not that again that we'd ever expect anyone to do that, but it's just kind of like the right thing to do.
it is. It's
And
kind
if
of.
you are
It's
trying
the
to build a
polite thing
friendship
to
with
do is
And if
somebody.
you're
more
trying to build a
so-
friendship, it's like, okay, remember when they paid that? I'll pay that.
Right. Again, no
You
expectations.
go back and
but-
Yeah,
forth.
if you get lunch this time, then I got it next time.
Right.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
and
That's
it's-
friendship.
And it's easier to not go tit for tat and like, you know, make everyone Venmo you immediately. All those types of things either.
For sure.
And it's also like none of us, like, we're not in that place. You know what I
No.
mean? So it's kind
and again,
of like.
they put that in your head.
So I just think it's like rude.
I think it's weird.
I think it's rude too.
It's like, and also, yeah, no.
But like whatever. I mean, again, Michael, it's not
And
like
it
he
couldn't have been
complained.
that
He didn't
expensive.
complain.
Of course not.
No, but
Did he
still.
say anything after? Was Michael
No,
like, I
mean, he
wasn't
was just kind of
expecting
like,
that?
That was weird
Yeah,
because they
said
said
he
that they
would.
would, but like whatever. But I think I was more internally upset because I was just kind of like, so you don't
Liar.
Well, no, it was just more
And
so
it's
like
like your
you said that
husband
you got
too,
me,
and he's
y-
Joining you is like a nice thing to do too.
Yeah,
It's not like Michael was like dying to go to that.
not even remotely.
Exactly.
Like Michael just wanted to
He
try the
was just being
restaurant,
nice.
and this person was like, "Oh, I live right by that restaurant. I'm coming." And
Yeah.
we are like, "Okay."
Yeah.
It also doesn't make sense for Michael to be paying for all of those people and splitting it down the even when it's just like it would be different if he was just paying for you and him.
But also, like that was my first time meeting them as well, so I felt weird that it was like not.
Yeah.
Some girls just have never offered to put their cards down. Like, it's actually crazy. Like,
They have those alligator arms. Where's the check? Where's the wallet?
Yeah.
I don't know. Oops.
thank you.
Thanks so much. Oh my God, you're so sweet.
Yeah, like all of a sudden everyone's like the check comes and everyone just like looks up.
Goes. I gotta go. To the
No,
bathroom.
Yeah, I have to go to
Literally.
the bathroom. I'll be right back. Or it's like
It's kind of why I like honestly I don't love a group dinner.
me either.
all
It's
the
hard,
time
especially if
because,
you have to split it
like
all.
a birthday dinner is really stressful
Yeah,
when it's like
'Cause I
10
don't
fucking
eat that
people.
much.
I love group dinners and sit downs because
I love it
personally
until the bill
don't
comes.
like going to the club. Like I think for me
Well,
that's
yeah.
my enjoyment of
Mhm.
like socializing. Like I rather do that than even do the house situation warming that we had with Live in the Cast.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather be
Yeah.
at dinner at a round table and
But
just be laughing.
I think it has to
together.
be
But
with
we
the right
order
people.
differently. Like we order usually family style when we do that, so
Yeah.
everyone's eating like from like all the plates. Like I don't necessarily love group dinners when we sit down and everyone orders their individual meal.
No, that
I
makes
hate
me
that.
Someone orders
annoyed.
the tomahawk steak and I got the mac and cheese
But
side.
I'll like order.
Why am I paying for your freaking steak?
But I'll order, for instance, if we are in a group setting, like we'll go to some place like Dantana's or something,
Right,
because
and
it
we all
is,
eat
like
it.
You eat
more
it
family
down.
style, and I'll be like, okay, let's get these appetizers,
Yeah.
throw them in, get our drinks, and then we'll see if we want to order
Yeah.
entrees,
Yeah.
because there's times too when that happens and I don't eat anything.
No, exactly.
At all.
That's why I'm like
Yeah.
I'm fine with splitting it if we're all splitting everything that we're eating. It's just different when it's like, oh, I had one drink and a small side because I'm not that, or small salad, I'm not that hungry, and then you had 5 drinks and a steak.
The only time
Yeah.
that I'll like truly accept not offering as like a polite gesture is on my own birthday. I won't.
Well, yeah, duh.
No, I'm saying I won't pay for my
Yeah.
own
Oh,
shit.
well, yeah,
Like,
of course not.
I'll be like, no, I'm not paying for
we
my
should
own
be
meal on my
slapping your
birthday.
hand away if you offer.
Yeah,
this.
But then when you think about that,
But I'm
is
saying
it
that's
like,
the only etiquette I can think of to not be
no,
like,
Yeah, and I think it's
That
okay to
makes
even make a
sense.
joke on your birthday. Be like, thanks, guys.
And see,
even-
like-
like it's your birthday, of course.
I think if you plan your own birthday dinner, right, and you invite
Like a
people to
real-
come
to
to your
Nobu?
birthday dinner, not even Nobu, but just like anywhere, if you're inviting like a group of like 8 people per se to a dinner to celebrate you on your birthday,
and you plan,
and then the
thing,
bill
you should
comes
be
and you're
paying for
like,
it too.
you have to be responsible
Yeah, I
for that.
agree.
That's not
I think
fair
you have
because
to take the bill.
I agree.
Nobody,
The whole thing.
I think,
Yeah, I think you
and then I
do,
think
because-
they pay you maybe for their parts if you want to split it, but I don't think you should be like expecting to like,
or I think
Yeah,
if
I
there's
don't know,
a
I've never
dinner
done that
that's
for
like,
myself, so.
let's say Delilah has a back room, right?
because I had a
If
birthday
you
dinner
wanna
recently
have-
and that was like that.
Yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
have 10 people in that back room and alcohol and whatever, and it's you get like a fixed menu because it's 10 people and you can have like X amount of drinks with that, then you pay like a head count fee, so it'll be like, I don't know, like $45 to $85 a person, essentially, depending on what you're doing. And I think that that's fair to say if you're planning dinner,
Which is cheap.
you can
Yeah.
text your group of friends and say, hey, I'm
You
really
guys down for
considering
that?
planning this dinner. I really want to do it here. Would you guys be down for $85 a head? Like, I'll make sure that when the bill comes, I'll pay just on one card, on my card, but can you
Yeah.
guys just cash at me or something? I
Yeah.
think that's fair.
That makes
for
sense.
sure.
Pre the whole situation rundown.
I went to a birthday dinner recently and it was like people were getting so many drinks over here, people weren't getting any over here, people were getting entrees here, and then the bill comes and it's like you invited us all here to come to celebrate you for your birthday dinner, and now we have to like figure out like
How to split it?
how to split it.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Yeah,
And there was
I
like
agree.
12 people.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a
I
pain
think that's
in the
crazy.
It was
ass.
such a pain.
Or you could put your credit card down, rack up those points, and have
And then
everyone
you don't
Venmo
even
you.
know all those
Yeah.
people either because you like just
But
met
I also
them.
think if people aren't
Yeah.
drinking at a dinner too, like alcohol is so expensive.
Yeah.
I think it's really unfair for the people who don't drink and only like nibble on a few apps to pay for
have to pay
a
for the
dinner.
drinks.
I agree.
Like
And be
I've
aware
also
of
been in
that if you're at
that
dinner.
position where like I've just sat
Where
down.
you haven't drank and
Had
you've
a
just
Shirley
eaten a
Temple.
little bit
Yeah.
and then you're like fucked because you have to pay for your portion that's not even your portion.
Correct.
Wait, I just had a.
I
Group
have to pay
dinners
for
are
sitting at the
stressful.
table. That's what it is.
Wait,
It's
I
so
just
weird.
had oh my god, I just had a flashback of a dream. I literally had either last night or the night before about this, where I was, for some reason, I was at Radnor High School, the place I went to high school, and they built a restaurant on the school grounds, and I was sitting at dinner, or it came and popped by the Summer House table. The Summer House cast was all sitting at a table, and it was like they're waiting to go into like the main room to be seated, but they all had ordered drinks and appetizers, and I saw them, so I went and said hi, and then their waiter came up and they all took them to the other room, to the other table, and then the waitress came up to me and was like, here, are you paying for the check? I had a dream about that.
Weird.
And the Summer House cast was the people that left me with the check, and I was like, no, they just switched tables, bring it to their other table. I don't know why I just had that
Random.
that felt really weird.
That was random.
Yeah, that
Sorry.
Was, that is.
That was word vomit.
Have you ever had one of those like lesbian dreams where you wake up and you're like, what the fuck? Or
like why did I enjoy that?
yeah, like what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
I've never had a lesbian dream. I wish I would.
Ever?
No, but I've definitely had dreams, and I hate
Start
to say this.
thinking
I'm
about it
sorry,
before you go
Kevin.
to
Like I
bed.
definitely have had dreams where I've had sex with other people in my dreams, which hopefully it isn't considered cheating.
It's
I
because
don't
not.
think
That,
that- I
you
don't
wake
can't
up
help.
means
Because
anything.
in
I
my
think-
dream, I'm not dating Kevin, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
It's an
feel,
alternate reality.
but in my dream, like when I am having sex with somebody else in that world that I'm in, I don't have a Kevin
But
in
there's
my
also
life.
Yeah.
times where I'll have that same situation happen to me, and I'll be like, "Ugh," like,
Yeah.
"Ugh." Like in the dream,
Same.
I'm like enjoying it, but when I wake up, I'm like,
No, same. And
Yeah.
then I have nightmares about my
You know what I
ex
mean?
Have
following
you
me
ever had a
around and trying
dream-
to sleep with me.
Okay, so it's like a sex dream, but with someone that you should literally not be having sex with.
yes.
And you're like
That's what I mean.
disgusted that you even had that your brain even
That's
made
what
that thought.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
yeah.
where
it's like
I woken up and I've been
or
like,
illegal.
like, oh my God, that was like criminal of me to think. Like, what is wrong with my mastermind mind?
Yeah, like you feel
No.
fucking gross.
Yeah,
I must
like,
be like super egotistical because in my dream I'm like banging Justin Bieber and like
I'd rather have
reality TV
that.
stars.
I've had like weird up and down ones, but again, like there'll be times where like I've had like a lesbian one, and like in my dream I'm like satisfied, but when I wake up I'm like,
Maybe in high school I've had dreams about like making out with a guy in like my math class that I didn't even think was cute, and like came in the next day and was like, ew, what? Why did I like
yeah,
that?
So pure.
That is pure. Mine will be like, I don't know, like my mom's friend's husband.
Yeah.
Or like someone close
Yeah.
to me
Mine
that
will
I
be
should
like
not be
people
thinking
that I, like,
about that in a
have
sexual
never
way.
even like know that I don't even know that like in my mind maybe I was scrolling through my Instagram and I saw this
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
and then I'll wake up and I'll be like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think because we've been around on like the Love Island cast, I've just seen a lot of it online, and I like saw like Robert Rausch like on my
Uh-huh.
Instagram or TikTok before I went to bed the other night, and like he was in my dream and like he had a crush on me in my dream, and I was like, Rob likes me. Like I'm like, who do I
Was
think
he
I
there?
am? No, he wasn't. Yeah.
You saw it.
But I have stupid dreams like that where I'm like, in my dreams I have a huge fucking ego thinking that everyone like loves me. It's my
I love
alternate
it.
reality. It's a beautiful place.
Sounds like a really fun time when you go to sleep.
My head is a fun place to be.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in mine. Trust me.
Maybe for one day we could switch.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you would
I don't think
actually.
so.
I fear for anyone like who would be
I would
in
come
there.
out of it shaking in a
You-
mental
you would need-
institution.
I would owe you therapy for years.
I'd be
Cry.
curious to what it's like in your mind though, for just like
I think you'd have fun
Half
if
a
I was in a
day.
good mood.
I
that
feel
day,
like
you'd
I
have
would
fun.
Yeah.
enjoy yours. I feel like you.
You'd probably be like, you're fucking weird.
No, I feel like you would be like suicidal in mine.
I feel like
like-
I would try yours though too.
I feel like you'd be afraid.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd like to see.
Mine's just it's a crazy place.
I
in
would
there.
love to switch brains and bodies with Kevin or something just to see what it feels
Brains
like.
I
with
would
Michael.
love to
Oh
switch
my
bodies with a
God, I
girl
would
for
en-
one day.
Yeah,
I would
would
have no
enjoy it.
anxiety. I'd just be cruising through life.
Thinking about much.
Yeah.
That's like I think about.
Like Kevin is
And, like, having a dick
he's
for,
never
like, a
even had
day.
anxiety.
Yeah.
And having a penis.
That'd be
of course.
crazy.
I
wanna
would
have
just
a
be at
pussy
home
for a
like,
day. See what that's like.
You just like screw
You would
yourself
love it.
stupid.
I would. I
You
just
would
want to know what it
probably
feels
love it.
like you know.
I feel like we talked about that before
Yeah.
too, like
Yeah.
off mic, but we were saying like it would be crazy to be our significant others for a day. Like I would probably like jerk
Just
off, to
jerk
porn
off the
all
whole day.
Yeah.
There's a Black Mirror
I'd be
episode about
vibrating
that. Do you guys
down.
remember?
Yeah, where
like, a
they
couple
they
seasons
attached
ago?
something or
Like,
something.
like,
Was
it's
it their
either
head?
a guy or a girl, but they
remember that
like
one.
switched places with a girl or a guy. I think it was a guy becoming a girl, and like he was having sex in the
Oh,
new girl
wasn't
reality.
it, like with his like friend or something.
I
Yeah,
forget,
it
but
was
he,
like a
like, loved
virtual.
And then it was like kind of gay at one
but
point.
he was a
yeah.
straight male, like totally straight, and then he came out of it and he was like, I like want to be a girl. Like I liked that feeling better.
Yeah. What a good show.
Yeah. I watched the whole new season. It's good.
I can only watch one episode at a time. The
Well,
first
yeah,
one
yeah.
was like too dark for me.
No.
Watch the one
first
about
one
the
was
movie.
good.
I told Aram to watch the one about
I
the
watched that
movie.
one. It was
It's
really
good.
good.
It's like an hour and 27 minutes or something.
It
and
basically
she's
is
like,
a movie. It was really
in
good,
this
though.
movie, it's a virtual reality movie, but she can't end the movie. They can't get her out of that until she says like her last line and completes all of her scenes. It's really good.
Yeah.
And
Issa
it's
Rae.
not scary
Love
or
her.
like stressful. It's actually like a beautiful.
The one that
episode.
the first episode that I watched, it was like a
Which one is it
teacher who
again?
had like a brain situation. She went
Oh,
into a coma.
and then you get
And
out
then-
of like service or something.
And then she like had to keep paying for more and more money
Oh, and
to
she
like.
keeps saying those ads. She's like, "I'd break you. You
Yeah.
must." Well.
yeah, lubricant. Buy
You-
it.
I enjoyed
imagine?
that episode, but I was like, what the fuck?
No, I can only
No, I
watch
hated
them one
it.
at a time because I get sick to my stomach thinking
Yeah.
like that could be a reality.
Yeah.
One day.
Anyways,
I hope not.
All right. Well, it's been a great, lovely chat.
Love
happy
the chat.
Friday, or I guess
Friday.
Thursday, next Thursday you'll be listening.
Yeah.
to
Happy
Yeah.
Thursday, girls and
Hope-
gays.
hope-
and
yep, we love
thems
you.
and
days and
alls.
all the things.
And hopefully that girl gets. Hopefully by then we'll have an update on Gene Gate and have your jeans back.
If we don't, that's gonna be actually really crazy. That's a whole week away. Can't be that hard to get.
And
the
if you're
jeans.
listening and you haven't given the jeans back, we'll find you.
Yeah.
Okay. Buckle up.
Enjoy the ride,
And remember that.
boys. Lie.
And so do girls with jeans that they steal from parties.
Boys lie. Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Boys lie.
Them boys, they be lying.
Boys lie.